Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Down to Earth Podcast. Yes, we said it, Down to Earth
What it do?
Podcast. I'm your first co-host, Demario Crosby. This is your second co-host,
Max.
Max. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Our topic today is going to be about you don't trust yourself.
Ooh.
So we want to go into that and kind of unpack that and show you guys exactly why we came up with this, what direction we wanted to go with this, and why we're excited to talk about it at the end of the day, right? So I ran across this TikTok video of this guy talking. I forgot his name. I can't really give him credit because I forgot his name. But he was going into the fact that he started off with, hey, if I told you that we were going to go to the gym and for 10 days straight, I said that and you never seen me show up, like, would you believe me after a while? And it's
Hell
like,
no.
right? And it's like, would you trust me after a while? It's like, no, because you didn't stand on your word,
kept.
right? You know what I mean? You didn't stand on business at the end of the day, right? So he was just like, that is the same cycle that a lot of people, and I would agree that I fit in that category for sure.
Facts.
I think if you can't include yourself in it, you might be wrong unless you have mastered it. I haven't mastered a lot of things, so
I have. No.
hey, if that's what you feel.
No.
But that's a lot of the same things that's happening on with our minds and bodies. Is there's a lot of stuff we say that we're going to do, and we think that, oh, we could just do it tomorrow or whatever. We are creating habits that we're not even aware of, that our mind and body is just like, oh, you said you wanted to do this, or well, you didn't do it, and then when you say you want to do something else, it's like, we're definitely not doing that. For the last 6-7 weeks, you've not been doing the things you said you wanted to do, so I'm not going to believe you. So there's that extra, what do you want to call it, friction or whatever, that is there. So um, yeah, I think a lot of people, including myself, I think I have a track record right now, even of a lot of things that my mind and body is just like, bro, you're not gonna do that. So like, I told myself I was gonna do a lot of things, starting off with the 6 month like game plan or whatever. And some of those things I haven't been doing. Some things I have stick to 100%. No smoking, no drinking, etc. But you'll like this quote. I don't know the quote exactly, but there is a quote that goes, "How you do one thing is how you do everything."
Sure.
Right?
I do like that one.
Figured. So I wanted to kind of explore into that. I'll let you go first, and I'll go again on just some personal things that I have been experiencing that I've been saying I'm going to do and I'm not. But what do you feel like has been some things? And I mean, can you relate to that?
Sure.
That like you don't trust yourself, whatever. Um, Again, I know that you're making a lot of big changes throughout even this week, right? So I want you to unpack that a little bit. But what do you think about that whole you don't trust yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I've been following the I can't trust myself for 28 years now, and I'm 28, so my whole life.
You're gonna
say out the womb talk about I'm gonna do this, and not. But the first thing I want to add to it is, you always hear mind versus body, right? Your mind's gonna say one thing, your body's gonna say another. But I think now that I'm thinking more about the not trusting yourself and the things that you say, I think there's a third element to that. You got your mind, you got your body, but I think there's also the biggest one is your voice. My voice is telling my mind and my body, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's not my mind doing that. Because if it was your mind doing it, you're going to do it.
You're going to do it,
right? Because your body is just that. Oh, it's hard to get up in the morning because it hurts. Your mind is like, okay, well, it doesn't matter. We got to get the train rolling. So I think like everybody's voice is in the right place. Maybe not everybody's, but I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to
go here.
And it's just on the blanket level of vocabulary, which you go get into, or how you're talking to yourself, but you're not actually thinking about it and telling yourself that you're going to do it and that your mind is on the same page as your voice. Kind of like the actions speak louder than words in a way. Your words are, I'm going to do this in the morning. Your action is, okay, let's prep the mind. Let's get into it. This is what I want to do. And for the longest time, I can't wait till Monday. I'm going to start out working out 4 days a week.
Can't wait.
But then there's that one thing that like, oh, I forgot that I have a dentist appointment on Monday. So it's going to get kind of thrown off. Right. And your body's always going to come up with an excuse as to why you shouldn't do something that's going to benefit you, because you've been in that lazy cage of comfort, and your body's going to protect itself to not go out of the shell and take changes and chances on that.
Huge.
So this, huge. I only have maybe a week of trying to do that. Waking up has been kind of hard, but I've been telling myself like there's a reason why I'm doing it. And here's like the mindset behind it is I'm gonna, I'm giving myself an extra 15 minutes on my alarm so I can hit snooze. So I'm not just instantly going from 10 years of hitting the snooze button to, okay, I have to get up no matter what. So now I'm going to wake up 15 minutes earlier just so I can hit the snooze, go back to bed, and then wake up
the time you wanted to.
Right. Exactly. Right. Okay. So that's what I've been doing lately. And I've been hitting the gym in the morning. I've been on time to work. I've been eating the way that I wanted to eat. I've been drinking water the way that I want to drink.
Oh, yeah, show them what you got, man.
Shout out to the bottom. I got the little times right here, 7 a.m. all the way to 9 p.m., which is, it's funny because that's when I cut off my eating for the day, which is also why I want to cut my drinking off for the day so I'm not going to the bathroom constantly too.
Right.
So I've kind of realized something about myself that I kind of need all like the trinkets to make something work. And when it came to the water, it's like, okay, yeah, I'll just get a cup of water and I'll just keep drinking randomly throughout the day. It's like, no, I currently am not in the mindset where I can do that and trust myself to do it. So let's not make any excuses and get something that you can fill it,
Can I see it?
Have it all day, and have it all day. And kind of like I'm constantly looking at it throughout the day and training myself like, I'm not even thirsty, but I need to drink a little bit of water.
So wait, explain to me how it works. So let's say 7 a.m. So at 7 a.m. you have to drink that amount?
No, that's like you'll start at 7 and then by 9 you should be there, 11 there.
Okay.
And so that's like pretty much a gallon.
And you've been doing that?
Yeah.
That's decent. Yeah. That's decent.
Today was a little off because I had to catch up on sleep because I've made so many bodily changes. Yeah, right.
So no, I hear you.
And like even for the gym, like I got some more workout clothes. Like one excuse that I gave myself a while ago was I'm not going to go to the gym today. I don't have anything I could wear that's not going to make me just like feel stupid. You know what I mean? So I've realized that about myself, that even if I need to spend a little bit of stupid money, that's going to roll out the red carpet for me to actually say, I don't have any excuses this time. Let's go do it.
I want to bring up a fact because I want you to keep unpacking that. But you just were telling me about UV glasses or blue light glasses.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So a thing that I feel like I need to do is make that stupid purchase or that little, purchase of purchasing those glasses so I can be. I'll go into that a little bit more, but I just wanted to say that like that's how I was thinking at first. It's just like, yeah, I got to spend a little bread on that, but it's like these are one of the things that would help me out with overall everything I'm doing. So just like that bottle, like obviously. Not only you just drinking it, but your mind being like, "Oh, I got to be at this time." That you know what I mean? So that's just pretty
and that's
my fault too.
No, you're good. And I don't think it's going to be something like where I'm controlled, like, oh my God, I'm not at the 9 a.m. Because, I don't want it to be like that. This is kind of just to break the bad habit of not drinking enough water, get into the habit of drinking enough water. And, before no time, I'm going to know what my body feels like when I'm drinking enough water. So I won't need to have that anymore.
Right.
So this is kind of just the gateway into making a positive change in my life. And a little $30 purchase that might get me to that point at the end of the day is priceless.
Because money is meant to be spent.
Exactly, because it's always going to come back.
Fact. If it's not from me, it's from you.
But yeah, so I've been adding that voice aspect to it because I'll tell myself a lot of stuff just to kind of circle back to the original point. But my mind's like, sure, okay, yeah, try it.
Sure, you're gonna do that.
So then I got the voice, and then the mind part would be the example of getting the piece that I need for this. And then not giving my mind any excuses, and then just getting over the body aspect, which lately has been that extra 15 minutes so I can prep my body as if it wakes up normal. And then, eventually I want to move away from that too, but I don't want to make so many changes that I just end up reverting back to my old self, because we're all about positive change right now and going forward and getting better. And the big thing of going into the month was I wanted to work on my energy. So, did the blood test. Need a little bit more vitamin C, need a little bit more zinc. I've been doing my multivitamin daily, been getting the water, been working out. I haven't been as mentally foggy, and I choose that word over tired because we're talking about changing our vocabulary.
Definitely.
But the body has been a little bit more stressed, only because I'm getting back into the gym.
Correct. Yeah.
But I'm definitely seeing positive changes only a week into kind of trusting myself to make the changes that I'm trying to apply to have a better life that will just, multiply into the financial aspects and stuff and the and having the body that I want and all of that stuff.
Facts. I wanted to bring up something because this was something that I just thought about since you brought into the point of the voice as well with the mind and body. Is that I feel like that's been one of the biggest things that's been affecting me is that my voice has been saying that when I write my goals for the month, I want to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, but my mind and body's like, no, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You're nowhere near that because you don't do the things that you need to every single day to get to that point. So we're not gonna do that. And I get that frustration of why do I feel like why do I start off motivated and I get into it and then it's just like a fall off because I have to go through that process of getting those three boxes aligned: the mind, the voice, and the body. Which was I like that you brought that up.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
just
for
thinking
sure.
of that. It's just like maybe that's been the thing that's been like because I told you when we were just talking, just us two, chopping it up. That I the most confident I ever felt in my life was when I was 2021 when we first moved out and we got our own place together.
On
Um,
top of the world.
I had a new car, I had like everything, right? That was the most confident I ever felt in my life because I feel like those three things were aligned. My mind, my body, and my voice was aligned with everything I said I wanted, and I got everything. I said I wanted a car, I put it on my vision board, I fucking got it
Mm-hmm.
within like a year or so. But shit I've been putting on my vision board and stuff lately has been like, yeah. Or like my mind's in this negative program to where I'll put it up after a couple of weeks. I'm not even looking at it anymore because my mind's like, no, you're not about to do that. You're programmed to not do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, your voice is saying all this, but I'm already at a place where no, we good. We're just gonna stay how we at. You comfortable,
Right.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to bring that up and say that because that really hit home when you just said the voice, the mind, and the body. And we didn't even talk about this. So I appreciate you adding that in
Yeah.
there for sure.
I didn't even think about it until I started unpacking what we were going to talk about today. And I feel like that's like a crazy, massive missed piece in, any self bettering videos and stuff that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really heard anything about the voice. It's always just been, you got to
Mind
get
and
your
body.
mind and body on the same page. But how do you do that if you can't, speak it and talk to your
Yes.
mind and have that interpersonal communication with your mind and your body and kind of sit down and say, okay, everybody, this is what we're trying to do.
Come on, man. We got to get you online. If
Yep.
we don't,
because anybody can talk. I hear people talk shit all the time.
24/7. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I mean, I would say that's another big thing that I see on my sales calls that I do. It's like people start off and they say all this amazing stuff, but then they hit that price and their mind and body jumps into the conversation rather than their voice, which is actually a very good way to look at it now. And that'll probably give me a little bit more leverage, low key, but you know what I'm saying. But that's like even me, right? Like
I need 10%.
Let's see what happened. 5. No, but I feel like that's been like the biggest thing for me that I feel like I'm not on track with as far as my mind, body, and voice has been the things I want to accomplish. I feel like my mind and body now is gotten to a point to where they have gotten comfortable with being not having the money coming in, not having the results coming in, and it's like I'm just getting by, and where we have fallen comfortable into that just getting by stage to where I'm saying all this new stuff I want to do, but my mind and body's like, nah.
And there's always and tell me if this is true or not. There's always that underlying, it'll happen eventually.
It'll happen.
I'm okay right now.
Correct, and that's also I'll say for me a detrimental mindset because that I'm going to get there eventually is no. We can't worry about eventually the future. We have to worry about the now. If we're not doing the things we need to do in the now, how can we get to the future? So I feel like that's been the biggest thing that has been holding me back with a couple of things is having that mindset of, oh, it's all going to work out. Everything I just got to stay in it.
Everything happens for a reason.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And getting wrapped into that. So I think that's been my personal experience where I've been struggling and being aware of it. I'm not going to try. No, I'm not trying anything. I'm going to do and implement all these things that we're saying and let you guys know the results.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know another thing that we want to bring up, and you said that we're going to talk about it later, was vocabulary. Right? This was something that I ran into a video today by Patrick Bet-David. Shout out to Patrick Bet-David.
Shout out.
This was about sales. So I just started listening to videos with him about sales, and it fell into this video of vocabulary. And it was weird because, like I said, when I was 2021, it was the most time that I was like confident. And I remember reading something around that time. I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Shout out to Robert Kiyosaki.
Shout out.
And he said in there, the first way to start to understand a subject is to understand the vocabulary first, is to understand the vocabulary and then start using it. That's the first step of change, which usually you think the first step is, oh, get my mind and body right, on the same page. But the vocabulary is huge. It has a huge effect on what you're doing, on how you do things every single day. So the video was going into of he never uses the T word, which is tired, right? He said he never used that, and he doesn't use it at all because the power that it holds and what it does to the mindset. And when he said that, I was like, damn, like, you know, that word has been either used a lot around me or just I've been hearing it a lot.
Or you used it yourself.
At the end of the day. And when I try to like wake up, it's very hard for me to be like, all right, I'm ready to get out of bed. More or less, it's like my mind is programmed to that word tired, and it's like I'm waking up and I can get enough sleep, whatever, but I'm just like,
what's 20 more minutes? I'm tired.
You know what I mean? So my goal is to be more aware of the vocabulary that I'm saying and make sure that, like, even right now, so in order for the mind and body to get on the same page as the voices, I have to keep repeating it. I'm not going to feel that yet, but I have to keep repeating it. The discipline of me, exactly, of saying it without having that feeling, I have to go through that in order to have that feeling and say it, everything to be aligned. And I feel like that's a thing that has been hugely affecting me lately is I haven't been feeling aligned, and it's making me feel to the point where I feel like I'm, what's the word, stuck. Where I'm just like, why is things not like happening? Like I'm doing all of these things that I should be, but it's not aligning because I'm doing good in this area of discipline, but when it comes down to this area, that area, and this area, they're affecting this area, and it's like canceling out at them.
Sure.
So I need to be more aware of the vocabulary, and I'm going to implement that to my life starting today, and I'm going to see what differences that actually have at the end of the day.
Weeks later.
You know what I mean? And see how that goes. But I wanted to get your 2 cents on that as well, and what do you think about that? And have you heard anything about like that as far as like vocabulary being an important part of process or?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because we brought up the T word, tired, and I look back, and I think it was like 3 out of the last 4 podcast episodes was like, oh hey, how you doing? I'm like, I've been tired, and like I look back and I'm just like,
very.
I don't even know why I'm saying that. Like, sure, I'm like, I am tired, but why? I don't even want to like put that out there. Like, I want to, and you know, getting down to the more like energy levels and all that stuff. But it's been, you know, damn, there's no way I can work out for 2 hours a day when shout out John, the guy that I'm working with, like can do 2 hours a day. Instead, it's like, let's get to working out to 2 hours a day, even if I'm only starting out with 30 minutes, 60 minutes, kind of shifting the mindset off of can't to can, but how.
I'm willing to.
Right. I'm willing to. How can I? I might not get it, you know, on day 1, but on day 30, if I got there, it doesn't matter as long as you got there. Right.
For real though. Yeah.
And then, you know, the one thing you can't control as much is the vocabulary around you. But if you get to the point where you know your vocabulary and what you're trying to tell yourself and the voice in your head and all of that stuff, it makes it that much easier to hear it from other people and have it not even affect you. Because I already do that with just stupidity in general. That's just kind of like a side note, but it's like I can see and hear stupid stuff, but it doesn't affect me because I'm like, yeah, that's just, I'm more mature than that. That stuff doesn't even like enter my inner circle bubble, Matrix. You know? So, but yeah, so I've always, I haven't had to deal with everybody else's voices and all that stuff poking at me because I've been so good at removing that already. But it's more of, you know, the interpersonal. What about the words that I'm using? It doesn't matter if you're using them. I don't care what word you're using. What affects me is when I use that. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to do this. I can't do this. And switching it to how can I do this? I will do this. I'm not tired. I'm not tired. I just didn't give my body enough recovery time. So getting down to the root cause of why I'm using certain things and applying it and flipping the switch from I have so much energy today instead of I'm tired, you know?
Yeah, because you do look like you got a lot of energy today for sure. Is that?
Well, I'm tired. I mean,
No, I feel that though. I feel that. But I believe that going into this now, I know a thing that we're gonna start doing is when we see a good video or something, or listen to a good video, we're going to send it to each other, because I think now we have to. We're in a place to where we're both seeing that, like, with little stuff that we are starting to change. It's making big progress. Like you going to the gym and everything. I mean, why don't you talk about that a little bit, right? Like you went to the gym and you like
Yeah, I
experience
kind
all
of did
this
a little bit.
different.
Yeah, doing like the daily supplements and getting into the gym and kind of
Hmm.
shifting mindset. Like the body's sore, but it's because I'm getting into something new.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
just the triangle of mind, body, and voice, and
Hmm.
just getting everything on the same page.
Hmm. And at that point, like, would you say that when you did go to the gym, that yeah, you felt like you didn't want to go, but when you started, like things kind of like,
No, I want to go, but it's like it's the body part of damn. So it's kind of like
okay, okay,
every other different change that you're doing. It's not always going to be your mind. It's not always going to be your
your
body. It's
body,
not always going to be your
voice.
voice. One thing might be something else.
Hmm.
I don't want to get on this sales call because I'm nervous. Okay, well, that's not my body. That's
Hmm.
my mind.
Hmm.
My voice is saying I
Hmm.
want to do something. My body is ready to go and hop on this call, but my
Hmm.
mind's like, no, 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 no. Take it easy.
Slow down, dude.
So if you can realize what part of those three are kind of being the detriment to everybody being on the same page, that
I'm not laughing at what you say. I'm laughing at something else.
yeah. Uh, but if you can figure out what you're trying to do and what's on the wrong page and getting it to the right page, then I think that's where everything just kind of starts to flow. Like getting to the gym, it wasn't a mind thing, it wasn't a voice thing, it was my body just not wanting to get in there.
Body want to lay it down for
Right.
the night.
Body's like, I'm tired, I'm tired. Voice like,
Smacking his head. But no, dead ass stuff, dead ass stuff. But man, I think that'll do it for today. um, we're gonna look to implement all these things. Get back to you guys next week. See if there's any improvements. And we'll have our next topic. But I appreciate you guys tuning in today. We appreciate you guys taking a listen. Subscribe, like, comment. You guys got a section or something you want us to go over? Hey, don't be afraid. Reach out. We'll definitely go into it and go from there. But you guys have a wonderful week. My birthday is next week,
oh
so
Jesus.
if y'all wanted to send anything, um, DM me and we can get everything squared for sure. But hope you guys have a wonderful week and let's get it.
Peace.
Peace.